Well, good afternoon and welcome to Chappie Field here at Anderson Stadium. It's a soggy day in the Ocean State as the Friars get set to take on the Seton Hall Pirates in Big East women's soccer action. I'm Mike Mancuso. Glad you could join us here on the Big East Digital Network. A rematch of the game played on March 11th, a 1-0 win for the Friars with Avery Sneed getting the goal off a corner. For Seton Hall, they come into this one fresh off a dramatic 3-2 double overtime win over St. John's on Thursday. And when you look at the Seton Hall team, the one player that really has stood out as of late has been Laura Hooper, the senior from Watford, England. 3 goals and an assist, had the equalizer against St. John's, and then the golden goal as well as they picked up their first Big East win of the season. She's a player who's able to get into those dangerous places on the field and has great quality on the ball. On the other side of the pitch for the Friars, Hannah McNulty, the senior from Warwick, Rhode Island. 2 goals on the season, but 24 career goals, currently 6th all-time in career points for the Friars with 55. She's a deadly finisher when given the chance as well. An important 3 points on the line, especially for the Friars, as they look to make a bid for one of those 2 spots for the Eastern Division in the Big East Tournament. When we return, we'll have the starting lineups and the opening kickoff right here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. And welcome back to Chappie Field here at Anderson Stadium. Time to take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Pirates of Seton Hall. No surprise in between the pipes. A sophomore from Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, Grace Gordon. 10 field players in front of her: Lauren DiPietro, Danny Brinkman, Abby Roberts, Laura Hooper, Danny Camilleri, Naomi Watch, Emily Ariano, Emmy Ramsey, and Cassie Harrigan joining Alyssa Rizkowski. For head coach Kira Krinian, now in her 2nd season at the helm of the Pirates. On the other side for the Friars today, no surprise there in between the pipes either. It'll be Emma Bodmer starting in her 9th game of the season, the freshman from Monroe Township, New Jersey. 10 field players in front of her: Chloe Ortolano, Emily McCalligan, Meg Hughes, Elena Grolakis, Kelsey Cummings, Mara Rodriguez, Avery Sneed, Christina Rogers, Hannah McNulty, and Amber Birchwell completes the starting 11 for head coach Sam Lopes, now in his 7th season at the helm of the Friars. Again, it's a rematch of the game played on March 11, and according to both coaches, was basically a tale of 2 halves. Providence feeling they really didn't get their footing in the first half, but did come through in the second half, playing much better and creating more dangerous chances. They did get the goal off a corner kick. It was Avery Sneed with the header on that one, and Coach Krinian kind of feeling the same way, that they maybe had the better run of play in that first half, but just couldn't come up with that finishing touch. Seton Hall riding a little bit of momentum after that dramatic come-from-behind double overtime win over St. John's. As Laura Hooper able to score the equalizer and then came through with just 17 seconds left in the game. The Pirates looking to perhaps pull off another upset here today, and this being the 19th all-time meeting between these two in women's soccer. The all-time series tied at 9 apiece. Friars in the home whites defending goal to the left here across your screen. Seton Hall in their road blues with blue numerals with that striping as well. They are defending a goal to the right. Friars trying to press high a little bit, put Seton Hall under as they work it to the far side. They'll take some more space as they work it centrally for Camilleri. That pass a little bit off the mark as the Friars go to work here this afternoon. Ortolano looking to toss this one back in, targeting Elena Grolakis, who missed the last couple of games, but is back in the starting 11 here this afternoon. Again, it's a rainy day here in the Ocean State. It's been raining for the last hour or so and probably will continue through the length and duration of this match here this afternoon. We'll see how much of a factor that plays, as with this wet turf here, do tend to see the ball skip a little bit more. That could put the netminders under a little bit more duress. They will have to be on top of their game. Friars trying to work it up ahead. Emily McCalliget, one of the players of the match for sure, stepping in for the injured Alexis Rothman. Had a heck of a game against Georgetown in the 0-0 draw earlier this week. Coach Lopes very high with his praise. She played the full 110 minutes in that center midfield role. So important to what the Friars like to do. Friars on the attack now to the far side. Ortolano making the run down that left flank. DiPietro was chasing her. Now into the box comes Birchwell. Birchwell trying to put the cross through, but that one broken up at the edge of the 6. And apologize in advance for some of the identification of these Seton Hall players. Very difficult to read the numbers on the jerseys. The dark blue over the blue. Here's Meg Hughes on the run for the Friars, playing it through. The shot and a score! The left-footed blast, Elena Gerlakis. And the Friars lead this one 1-0 in the 3rd minute of play. Friars could be so dangerous in transition. Clinical finish this time. The left foot of Gerlakis into the upper 90. Grace Gordon, not much of a chance there. And Gerlakis has her 2nd goal of the season. An important one, as the Friars do need the 3 points here this afternoon to keep pace with UConn. Friars do have a game in hand, however, since their game against St. John's about a week and a half ago was postponed. Still waiting for a makeup date and time for that one. But the Friars off to a perfect start. And now an opportunity, though, off the restart for the Pirates. It's like Abby Roberts along with Laura Hooper. Here comes the shot into the mixer, and that one safely grabbed by the netminder Emma Bodmer. Bodmer has played almost every minute outside of about 24 over the course of this season. As Hooper trying to just put that one in a dangerous spot, was perhaps hoping for the ball to bounce around or a deflection or rebound off of Bodmer, but the short hands of Bodmer up to the task that time for the Friars. Here's Hughes trying to work her magic on the near side. Dispossessed by Hooper. And now all the way back it comes for Roberts. Roberts will leave it back, and now Gordon blasted up ahead. McCalliget the first touch, but settled by the Pirates. Here is Camilleri. Rodriguez with the interception. Seton Hall able to get it right back. Here's Hooper. Hooper working through the middle of the field, harassed by Birchwell. And now played again to that far side. Disrupted by McCalliget. And Gerlakis playing it for McNulty. McNulty had it slip right underneath her boot. And it was there played by Ariano. Seton Hall on the attack once again, trying to work that right flank towards the top of the mixer. A nice turn to gain entry into the box, and Friars giving up the corner kick here in the 5th minute of play. And talking to Coach Lopes, wanted to make sure his team was on top of things, especially on restarts. Corner from the far side, in towards the 6, and at the near post, headed away by Cummings. Nice defense there as Birchwell now bringing it back the other way. Birchwell with some pace leaves it wide for Gerlakis, who has the early goal in this one. That one settled by the back line of the Pirates once more as they work up the near flank this time. On the run was Alyssa Riskowski, 2019 leading scorer, or at least top returning scorer for the Pirates. Here's Rodriguez, takes a look up ahead, finds Birchwell. One-touch curling pass is going to be picked off by Emily Ariano, and she'll leave it now for Roberts. Wide it goes again to the far side. Played up ahead by DiPietro. Harrington forced back by Ortolano. And Seton Hall getting stuck in the center of the field. McNulty able to take advantage of an errant pass. Tried to put it on net, but was blocked by Brinkman. Now Gerlachis trying to work with Birchwell. She's dispossessed in the middle of the field, but Seton Hall turns it right back over to Rodriguez. McCalligan, time and space. She'll leave it back for Rogers. And now it's Cummings. Put under duress by Ruskowski. And some pressure by Hooper. Turns into a turnover. Cutting it back now is Welch. Welch, who's been out since the first meeting against Providence, where she suffered a concussion. And Coach Crinion very happy to have her back in the mix. Perhaps looking for her to have a signature moment in this game today. Here's Cummings. Hughes trying to settle. And she'll leave it off for McCalligan. Quick pressure here once again as closing her down was Danny Camilleri. Friars go wide, trying to connect with Ortolano. Gerlachis able to clean it up. Birchwell dispossessed, but right to Rodriguez, and now Hughes out wide. Hughes begins her run towards the 18. Hughes now trying to get to the end line, slips around the defender, pops it up and over the net. It'll be a goal kick here for the Pirates. There's Meg Hughes. Tied for the team lead in goals and assists, and leading the team in overall points. Has 2 goals, 3 assists on the season. Member of the Big East Honor Roll back on February 15th. As the ball pinging around in the center of the field, Rodriguez a touch for Birchwell. She gets away from a couple of Pirates. Birchwell, McNulty back for Birchwell, top of the 18, and trying to find some space to pull the triggers. That one takes a tough deflection. And now Seton Hall a chance to counter. Ruskowski, her pass blocked by Cummings. And Cummings a nice job, able to cut it back the other way. Ruskowski giving chase. And now Hughes leaving it wide for Birchwell, but coming all the way back was Hooper. Up ahead, taken away by Rogers, and now Avery Sneed. The wind pretty gusty here in Providence as well today. I'm talking to Coach Lopes. He had a couple of major keys for the game. Wanted to be very aware of the restarts. That includes all corners, free kicks, goal kicks, everything. Wanted to be dynamic up top, creating chances, and then, of course, capitalizing on chances as Elena Gerlachis did in the 3rd minute to give the Friars the 1-0 lead. Meg Hughes now down the right side of the box, cuts it towards the middle. Gerlachis leaves it off. Birchwell fanned on the shot as it was in a great spot there. Some nice work by the Friars to get into a dangerous spot of the field, but ball kind of hopped up strangely on Birchwell, and maybe the slick field and slick ball a little bit of a factor on that mishit. Seton Hall now trying to regroup on the back line, settling things down is Ariano. Ariano playing it up ahead. Able to connect with Welch. Now looking for Ruskowski. And that one a little bit too deep. You could see the frustration for Welch is not exactly where she wanted that one, as it'll set up a throw-in for the Friars. For the Pirates, after talking with Coach Crinion earlier this week, talking about how they wanted to press the Friars a little bit higher, try to cause some issues on that back line, and when they do have possession, they really want to work it side to side and try to get some runs behind this Providence defense and send their forwards on some through balls. Like we saw the last opportunity there, perhaps some of the idea, just not the execution for the Pirates, as they wanted to get Welch in behind the defense. So keep an eye on those tactics for both sides as this game progresses. But again, the rain coming down pretty hard, very slick surface here in the Ocean State for this rematch. Seton Hall at 6th in the East Division. The Friars currently in 3rd, but with a game in hand. UConn playing St. John's today. That's a key game if you are a Friar fan. Here's Birchwell on the run. Gains entry towards the top of the box. McNulty plays it through. Birchwell couldn't quite get the final touch. But the Friars doing a nice job of weaving through the Seton Hall defense. There was Birchwell's earlier attempt that she just couldn't get the laces on that one. It kind of popped up just as she was trying to fire that one towards the net. Friars a little too aggressive in the middle of the field that time. McCalliget getting whistled for the foul, setting up a restart here for Seton Hall. It's like they will send numbers forward as the Friars trying to hold the top of the 18. In towards the mixer it comes. Looks like it might have glanced off a Friar head, and indeed it did. Well, that'll set up another corner kick here for the visitors. In 2019, it was Seton Hall coming away with a 4-1 victory over the Friars. Here's Hooper's in-swinger corner. That one's still alive at the penalty spot. Finally, the Friars clear it out, but not far enough. Still dangerous chance here for Seton Hall, and finally, it's Chloe Ortolano able to knock it towards midfield. Ariano sending it right back towards the 18, and it's Bodmer forced to make a play on it as she had two Pirates charging in on her. Kelsey Cummings now, acres of space in front of her. She'll take it. No one challenging yet, has Hughes to her right. And now Hughes will get it. Towards the penalty spot. McNulty, the header, and that one will go wide as she wasn't able to direct it on frame, but solid counterattack there by the Friars. And it was Cummings able to take advantage of almost half a field's worth of space. Pirates now working the right flank. Looking to create, moving it forward towards that far corner, but again, a little bit too much mustard on that pass. You could see the idea trying to get some of these balls through the Providence defense, but pass just a little bit off the mark. You can see the ball slipping out of Ortolano's hand there. Turnover by Grolakis. And Seton Hall again playing a dangerous ball into the 18. Bodmer forced to make a play on it as looked like Ruskowski trying to get to that loose ball. Nice shielding play by Rogers. All the way back now, Sneed cuts it back and now upfield. She'll take some space. Ahead for McNulty. Ortolano making the run up from that wingback position and trying to get around DiPietro. Does get the touch off of DiPietro, and that will keep the ball with the Friars. Grolakis will be given clearance for the throw. Gets it back for McNulty. Plays it on a line, looking for Birchwell. Birchwell trying to steal it back after the turnover. And it's going to be Harrington popping it forward. Coming from an offside position was Welch. And so the Friars will have a restart near midfield. About 15 minutes in to the first half, Friars getting on the board early. It was Elena Grolakis, their second goal of the season in the 3rd minute, on a brilliant left-footed finish into the top corner. Just hopping over the foot of Ariano, allowed Meg Hughes to get to it. Now Cummings trying to cut it back for Birchwell, but her touch now onto the foot of Emma Ramsey. Roberts now will leave it wide for DiPietro. She'll continue to take space and leave it off. It's Camilleri leaving it wide, getting it back now. Trying to cut around Grolakis. Ortolano forced to play it back. Rogers now, a one touch ahead for McNulty. Hughes starting her run out wide. McNulty continuing to hold. Grolakis trying to join the party as well. All the way wide now for Hughes as he tries to cut towards the box. Hughes against Ariano. Plays it across, and that one knocked away by DiPietro at the last second. McCalliget popped it in, but an easy grab for Grace Gordon. The sophomore netminder came in with a 1.59 goals against. A .667 save percentage, averaging 5 saves per game is the Pirate netminder. That one hopping past McCalligan. And now Welch trying to work on the far side of the box. Swing and a miss there from the far side. I believe it was Harrington. Now Gralakis will lay it wide for Hughes. Hughes, again, with a lot of space. The Friars have been able to utilize this space on the right flank for almost the entire first half. Through for Gralakis. Can she get two? No, a sliding save at the last moment. Abby Roberts imploring the rest of her defense to get with it as the Friars nearly putting their second on the board. Fantastic defensive play by the sophomore from Bedfordshire, England. Here's another look at the tail end of it as Gralakis trying to line it up with the right foot this time, but a well-timed slide. Into the box it comes off the corner and an easy grab for Grace Gordon. Reading it perfectly off her line. Quick rollout for DiPietro. And now they work it forward for Ramsey. Seton Hall really trying to attack that right side here in the first half. Miss hit. Creates an opportunity now for Rogers and the Friars. Here's Cummings. Looking for Hughes, but stepping up nicely that time was Ariano. Cummings able to turn up the sideline again. Hughes able to wiggle out of trouble for the moment. Finds Rogers. Rogers looking over her options. Plays it up ahead for McNulty. Roberts using her keeper, Gordon. And a nearly dangerous touch there by Brinkman. DiPietro out wide. Gralakis hustling back to win it. Now Sneed will utilize Bodmer in the back. Avery Sneed. Working it with Gralakis. Now to the near side for Cummings once more. Hughes, the touch, and that one will land out of bounds on the near side. Another throw upcoming here for the Pirates. Shots at 8-3 in favor of the Friars thus far. 3-2 when it comes to shots on goal so far. As Brinkman will use her fellow defensewoman. Nearly had her pocket pick, though, as Gralakis with the challenge. Harrington. And now DiPietro once more. Trying to lay it through behind Ortolano. And she's got time to pick a target. Hops for Gralakis. Gralakis now trying to switch it over to Hughes, but it wound up on the foot of Ariano. Ariano now puts it towards the net, and Bodmer forced to go down and make a play on it. Looked to be going wide, but Bodmer not taking any chances, especially in these conditions. Rogers up ahead, and again picked off by Ariano. Sneed able to get a touch to it. Now it comes back to the foot of Ramsey. She'll use Roberts. Scoring it off now. Ariano put under pressure by Hughes. Forced to go back to her keeper. Gordon a quick one touch. And Brinkman now will try to send it through again. Welch leaving it wide. Harrington left foots it towards the box. Initial touch by Cummings, and Bodmer able to make a grab, and heads up play there by Bodmer, even though it was well wide of the net. It would have been a corner kick if she didn't get there. It's a freshman continuing to play well in her first season as a Friar. As the goalkeeper of the week in the Big East twice in the month of February. The Friars got off to a fantastic start. In fact, the Friars have been doing a nice job of playing at home this season, where they are unbeaten, including a 0-0 draw with Georgetown earlier this week. In a game in which the Friars probably should have won. Here's a long-range bomb off the foot of Camilleri. You can tell it was wide right away, but again, Seton Hall trying to find a little bit of a rhythm in the attacking third and creating some chances. Friars are going to make a change here as we get another look at that last bid from Danny Camilleri. In for the Friars, Kyla Gallagher, talented freshman from Farmington, Connecticut. A goal and 3 assists on the season. Plays with great pace down that left side. Maybe we'll get a look at it here. Birchwell in transition, looking for Hughes. Hughes lets it run all the way to the near touchline. Has to break down Ariano, cuts in on her, puts it towards the net, and Gordon there to make the save. And good thing she didn't allow a rebound, as both Gallagher and McNulty were waiting to pounce on that loose ball if it was there. Jana Braun also back onto the pitch now. Saw some action against Georgetown. She comes over in one of those midfield possessions for Coach Lopes. Nice win back that time by Hooper. And Hooper not so happy with some of the aggressive play from the Friars, looking for the whistle. She does get it. Again, Hooper having an absolutely phenomenal game against St. John's on Thursday. It was a wild affair, a 3-2 double overtime win. Seton Hall never giving up, and she got the golden goal with just 17 seconds left in that one in dramatic fashion. Touched by McCalligan is going to result in a Seton Hall throw here as we are nearing the midway point of this first half. Looks like the Pirates will make their first change of the day. Izzy Engel, the senior from Crescent, Pennsylvania, will come in. And that she will replace Emma Ramsey, the junior from Mississauga, Ontario. Deflection off of Sneed leads to an opportunity that had some serious bend on it from Welch. Not missing by much. As again, Seton Hall starting to pepper the Providence net. Friars looking for Hughes. Ariano, though, winning that individual battle. Gets it back to Engel. Engel now. Just past Gallagher. DiPietro cheating up. Dispossessed by McCalligan, and it'll be a Seton Hall throw. In the last couple of minutes, Seton Hall doing a better job with possession and creating chances in the final third of the field. Harrington. Camilleri, and knocked away by Birchwell. And the Friars, to their credit, have been doing a nice job in the middle of the field as well, clogging up the passing lanes and winning many of those individual defensive battles as well. Birchwell with another steal. Has Hughes to her right, Gallagher to her left, and a tough touch from Birchwell results in a turnover. DiPietro now all the way back for Gordon. McNulty, the obligatory pressure, and not the best clearance from Gordon, but it was just past Hughes. Cummings able to win it. And Hughes pass a little bit too far away from the foot of Gallagher. And the problem that time, Hughes and Birchwell wind up basically in the same spot in the middle of the field. McNulty nearly with the takeaway. And now the Friars get it back. Jana Braun able to utilize the back line of Sneed and Rogers. Rogers on a line for Hughes. Ariano there to challenge. Now Birchwell. I'm not sure she felt the footsteps of Izzy Engel. Gallagher tracking all the way back, comes up with the steal. And then Ariano, the last touch by her. It'll be a Providence throw. Both teams kind of looking to the AR to see which way it was going to go. Ariano, first touch. The second touch off the head of Raskowski, with the Friars able to possess. Ariano, another nice job, and a quick heel cut by Jana Braun. Keeps possession with the Friars. Here's McCalligan. Cummings and now Rogers. Rogers will switch the point of attack, trying to find Ortolano. DiPietro, though, a nice run from the back. And McCalligan able to steal it once more for Providence. Under 20 to play here in the first half. Glad you could join us this Sunday afternoon on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. Gallagher trying to send McNulty through and off of Roberts' head. Now Ariano, one touches it up forward, but Yana Braun hit from behind by Hooper and able to draw the whistle. Yana Braun, senior from Germany, making her 7th appearance of the season. Rogers will send it into the mixer. This one's going to go pretty deep off of Birchwell's head and into the arms of Gordon. But not a bad idea to get it deep in the mixer like that. Give your teammates a chance to make a play on it, especially in these conditions. Again, the rain still falling quite heavily here in Providence, showing no signs of letting up anytime soon. DiPietro leaves it wide. It's cut towards the box, making a run on it. It was Bodmer to get to it. And apparent foul behind the play will give a free kick to the Pirates once again. Hooper will get ready to knock this one forward. Friars trying to hold the penalty spot as the last line of defense as the Pirates begin their runs. Ball coming from Hooper. Towards the 6, Friars get ahead to it first. Chance there for Engel, but popping it over the net, but earning a deflection for a corner. That'll be the 3rd corner kick of the game for the Pirates. This one is going to come from the far side. I believe that is Hooper. In towards the 6. Bodmer able to get a touch to it. And they're going to say that looks like Welch may be a little bit too physical inside the 6 that time. Getting called for the foul. I mean, Bodmer was able to get a touch to it. Friars go short with this one. Avery Sneed left foots it up ahead. Gallagher trying to settle. Bounced off her arm, however, as it took a little bit of an extra skip at the last second. And once more, Seton Hall will have a chance to put a dangerous ball into the box. Hooper lining it up. Numbers forward for Seton Hall at the top of the 18. Sneed getting ahead to it first. Now Gallagher in transition. We know she's got wheels, so does Hughes. They try to play it through, but Ariano takes a good path to it first. She goes back to Gordon. Gordon, a little bit of a chip ahead. Furthered on by Roberts. But now the Friars able to settle. Sneed. Plenty of time, now getting chased by Welch. It's a good idea for Ortolano. Just couldn't quite get there in time. As Ortolano trying to make that run up from the left back position. Checking back in for Seton Hall, or checking in I should say, Marissa DeFonso. And also Riley Balzer. As they look to be replacing Danny Camilleri and one of the captains, Cassie Harrigan. Here come the Friars on the attack once again. Birchwell fighting through, plays it across, and a little bit too deep. That was easily handled once more by Gordon, who's been active here in the last few moments. Big low driving punt by Gordon. Skips right past Rogers, and now a chance. On the run, Welch puts it towards the net, and a save made by Bodmer, but she might have been offsides on the play. And again, Hooper very vocal with her displeasure, the referee having words with her after the play. And Friars catch a little bit of a break there. And you can just see how the weather can affect this game. That one's skipping right past Rogers. She gets set to put this one back into play. Cross for Gallagher. tough pass. She was trying to connect with McCalligan. Gallagher does well to get the ball back, and now McCalligan with some space. Ortolano trying to make that run on the left side. He's made a bunch of those long runs here this afternoon. Pops it towards the 18. Engel able to away it. Yana Braun, nice job to touch it back for Rogers. Here comes the pressure from Hooper. Cummings now wide. Ariano the touch, but giving it right back to the Friars was Ruskowski. Braun, again, just hammered by Hooper. And you got to believe if Hooper was getting hit like that, she would have been yelling quite a bit, as we've seen her do on lesser calls. But fortunately, Braun seems to be okay. That's the second time Hooper is tangled with the German senior. Wide it goes now for Avery Sneed. Now further wide for Ortolano. Pressure coming from Welch. Sneed, a tough touch there, gives it away. Pirates in transition. Cummings heads it right back. Here's Braun. Popping it over Ariano, but also over Hughes, as it'll be a Seton Hall throw. Ariano's toss. Was Ruskowski coming back. Birchwell able to leave it for McCalligan. McCalligan waiting for Sneed. And that one skips right underneath Gallagher. Played ahead now by Balzer. Welch trying to switch it. Cummings will work it with Sneed. Gallagher able to leave it back for McCalligan. McCalligan now. Force Rogers a little bit wider. Ariano, again, good anticipation, but Hughes able to fight back. Wins the challenge and wins the possession back for Providence. Left foot's it ahead to Ortolano, who's set up on that far side. DiPietro staring her down, but now it's played forward for Gallagher. Gallagher in towards the 6, and nearly a collision there with Gordon and Abby Roberts, one of her center backs. But a very focused Grace Gordon able to hold on. Birchwell and the Friars doing a nice job of connecting some passes before giving it up. McCalligan with the steal. Gallagher to her left. And again, the right idea, and Gallagher, was she able to keep it in? Yes, she was, says the AR. Pops another cross into the 6, but a little too deep. Gordon, quick punt up ahead. Rogers, a strong win in the air. She was able to outduel Ruskowski. McCalligan, all the way back for Rogers. Hopped up on her, but still got the touch out wide for Cummings. On her horseback was Ruskowski. Yana Braun able to find Rogers, and now squaring it off for Sneed. Under 11 to play here in the first half. Ortolano able to cut back on DiPietro, has some space. Chloe Ortolano gets to the edge of the 18. Her pass for Hughes broken up. And the Friars threatening again here late in this first half. Bunch of changes coming up for the Friars. Anna Kaluski, Sam Adams, the return of Grace Murphy, who's missed the last couple of games, and also Sarah Feisheisen. So fresh legs out there for the Friars. Birchwell, McNulty, Ortolano all out. As the Friars keep going to work on that far side, Gallagher making a claim for the corner, but did not get the deflection there. There'll be a goal kick here for Grace Gordon. High praise from her coach as an awesome teammate and communicator. Has been so good at just building those relationships with her defenders and midfielders. Also resilient and just a very good shot stopper when called upon. Friars able to break things up right on the edge of the final third. Here's Kaluski, a local product out of Green, Rhode Island. Sneed. And the Friars trying to work the give and go on the far side. Murphy lays it ahead for Adams and wisely let out of play as Brinkman able to let that one go out. Sets up another goal kick here for the Pirates. Total shots right now favor Providence 10-7. Shots on goal 4-3 in favor of the Friars. And Seton Hall with 3 corner kicks to just 1 for Providence. As that one skips all the way down to Sneed. Kaluski now, some space to work with. Plays it wide for McCalliget. McCalliget able to keep it in. Towards the box, Roberts. Good settling touch and able to poke it out for Raskowski, but McCalliget checking back to get it for the Friars. Here's Meg Hughes. Perhaps a chance. Hughes cuts in, fires it towards the net and in! A left-footed rip from Meg Hughes. And she's got her 3rd goal of the season. Comes in the 37th minute for the Friars. McCalliget did an excellent job to help win it back. Heads up play by Gallagher, and Hughes doing the rest, cutting back on Roberts and finding that right corner. Meg Hughes makes it 2-0 Providence. She joins Gerlakis in the scoring column today. Again, the Friars continuing to put this back line under duress. Gallagher the win, but Gordon able to play it up ahead. Off of Braun. Raskowski trying to get a touch to it. Now ahead for Hooper. Hooper had 2 goals on Thursday. Puts it towards the net, but maybe a little too optimistic that time for Laura Hooper, a senior from England. Bodmer will roll it out for Sneed. Ahead it goes for Murphy. Murphy with Kaluski making a run. Now we'll send it into the corner. DiPietro winning the race. And then was able to cut upfield on Kaluski. First, he was trying to just let it roll out. DiPietro, her pass picked off by Sneed. And that one skipping underneath Engel. Ariano all the way back to Gordon. Adams with the pressure. Feisheisen will get her first touch. Hooper coming away to steal it. Laura Hooper now playing it forward, but that one too deep. Rogers. Her pass picked off, though, by Raskowski. Raskowski to nobody in blue. Kaluski. And Feisheisen try to work it out of the back. Hughes. Loads of space in the middle of the field. Finally gets it out wide for Sneed. As the Friars build it up once more through the back. McCalliget in some trouble, but able to find Rogers. Rogers, the big boot up ahead. Ariano, first touch. Kaluski couldn't quite get there. Feisheisen slips right past Welch. And now McCalliget. Grace Murphy, space to work on the left flank, lays it off for Gallagher. Quick entry towards the box, and that one is going to skip on wide and over the end line. Friars have been able to get a bunch of crosses from that left side. Apparently there was a deflection off that cross. It's going to give the Friars a corner kick here. With just over 5 minutes left. Adams will use Hughes short. Hughes now towards the top of the box, lays it across. Kaluski the touch, and that one's cleared away, but right to McCalliget. Thought about the shot, and now lays it back. Murphy able to find Adams. Adams in the corner. Can she settle? Cuts it across, but out of play. And now the Friars getting ready to make some more changes. Checking in will be Ava Brandt and also Esther Ron replacing Meg Hughes and McCalliget. So outstanding minutes out of Meg Hughes and Emily McCalliget. The Friars, though, continue to throw bodies out there, wave upon wave of players. It's like Esther Ron will immediately head over to take this corner. Towards the top for the 6 and off of Engel, and then a wade by the Pirates. Grace Murphy able to settle for the moment. And just a little bit too far in front of Ron. Ariano looking for Ruskowski. Ruskowski back for Balzer, and now again Ariano and Brandt. They able to get the deflection. Heisen. Quick toss in for Ron. Goes through the legs of Ruskowski. Heisen continuing to move forward. Lifts it ahead for Gallagher. A little chest pass over for Kaluski. Out wide now is Murphy. Back in towards the area. Cleared away by Ariano. Balzer one touches it ahead for Hooper. Out wide, DiPietro. And Sneed able to pick that one off. Murphy, errant touch, turns it over. As this one rolls towards the corner again, Sneed, the safe play back for Bodmer. Plenty of time for her. She's watched by Welch. And again, for as much as Seton Hall wants to engage them with a high press, gets tough, especially at the late stages of a half. Kaluski ridden off the ball that time by Riley Balzer, but Balzer's pass out of bounds will give it right back to the Friars with under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Goals from Elena Gerlakis and Meg Hughes, the difference right now. The Friars able to capitalize on some of their offensive chances here this afternoon. Kaluski trying to get around the ref. Was able to win it back. Sneed was able to find Gallagher. Now out wide from Murphy. Friars getting numbers forward again, but that pass too deep. Easily played by Ariano. Kind of went between Ron and Brandt, with neither one having a good opportunity to track that pass down. Murphy again out wide. And just kind of got too close quarters with Gallagher. Before the throw, there's going to be another Seton Hall pair of subs coming in. Julia Aronoff and also Atlee Fortney replacing Ruskowski and Welch. And good minutes out of those two, and you could just see that they're running out of gas a little bit there at the end of the half, as they've been called upon to try to keep this high press going on the Friars' back line. Roberts will settle. Now Ariano with Brandt giving chase. Roberts and Ron getting a touch to it. Finds its way back to Roberts again. Sneed stepping up. And one in the air by Brinkman. But right to Ron. Pass, though, behind Brandt, so it'll be a turnover there. So we got 50 seconds left here in the first half. Ariano forced back for Roberts. And there's the touch giving Providence another throw as the Friars looking for perhaps one more. Roberts able to chip it ahead for the newly entered Aronoff. And we're down to the final 20 seconds here. Brandt will come over to take the throw. Finds Adams and off of her foot out of bounds. That should just about do it for this half of play. And the Friars will take the 2-0 lead into the locker room. Elena Gerlakis in the 3rd minute and Meg Hughes in the 37th. So 2-0 at the half. We'll be back with more from Providence right here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
You have the energy, all right? So make sure your number's called, you're ready to play. Come out there and show people what you can do. Come on, let's go.
See, the day starts a new season. The day starts something that's so powerful that nobody cares about your record.
Play loose and have fun. Right? Get out there, enjoy it, get after them. You have the energy.
Enjoy them all. Let's have a great time. Here we go.
Energy on 3, 1, 2, 3. Energy.
When you walk back in this locker room, you're going to feel a certain pride about yourself because you know you have gave it your all.
But I want you to kind of lock into this drive that has been you all season long.
I want you to remember what we stand for. So trust your teammates to do the right thing. Do it together. All right.
Be the best you today. Let's go.
Awesome fun.
Okay, we play for each other. We've had a whole heck of a lot of fun this year.
Play together.
Get on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
You have the energy, all right? So make sure your number's called, you're ready to play. Come out there and show people what you can do. Come on, let's go.
See, the day starts a new season. The day starts something that's so powerful that nobody cares about your record.
Play loose and have fun. Right? Get out there, enjoy it, get after them. You have the energy.
Enjoy them all. Let's have a great time. Here we go.
Energy on 3, 1, 2, 3. Energy.
When you walk back in this locker room, you're going to feel a certain pride about yourself because you know you have gave it your all.
But I want you to kind of lock into this drive that has been you all season long.
I want you to remember what we stand for. So trust your teammates to do the right thing. Do it together. All right.
Be the best you today. Let's go.
Awesome fun.
Okay, we play for each other. We've had a whole heck of a lot of fun this year.
Play together.
Get on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
And welcome back to Chappie Field here at Anderson Stadium in Providence. It's a soggy one in the capital city of the Ocean State, but the host side, the Friars, up 2-0 at the halftime break, as it's time to take a look at some of the stats from the first half of play. Overall shots in favor of the Friars, 12-8. A little bit surprising, though. 4 of Seton Hall's 8 shots able to find their way on goal for the Friars. 5 of their 12 made it towards the net. Corner kicks even at 3 apiece. Friars whistled for a couple more fouls than the Pirates there in the first half, and Emma Bodner forced to make 4 saves for Providence. 3 saves so far for Grace Gordon, but she's been very active in that final third of the field. The green-clad keeper of the Pirates forced to make a couple of grabs and disrupt many crosses in that first half, as you see those 12 shots faced for her to just 8 for Murphy. The goals came from Elena Gorlakis, her second of the season. It was in the 3rd minute. And the other tally of this first half of play, it was Meg Hughes, her 3rd goal of the season. That came in the 37th minute to give the Friars that 2-0 lead. So we'll be back with more from the half here in Friartown. You're watching Big East Women's Soccer here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
You have the energy, all right? So make sure your number's called, you're ready to play. Come out there and show people what you can do. Come on, let's go.
See, the day starts a new season. The day starts something that's so powerful that nobody cares about you right here.
Play loose and have fun. All right, get out there, enjoy it, get after them. You have the energy.
Enjoy them all. Let's have a great time. Here we go.
Energy on 3, 1, 2, 3. Energy.
When you walk back in this locker room, you're going to feel a certain pride about yourself because you know you have gave it your all.
But I want you to kind of lock into this drive that has been you all season long.
I want you to remember what we stand for. So trust your teammates to do the right thing. Do it together. All right.
Be the best you today. Let's go.
Come on.
Okay, we play for each other. We've had a whole heck of a lot of fun this year.
Play together.
Get on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
You have the energy, all right? So make sure your number's called, you're ready to play. Come out there and show people what you can do. Come on, let's go.
See, the day starts a new season. The day starts something that's so powerful that nobody cares about your record.
Play loose and have fun. Right? Get out there, enjoy it, get after them. You have the energy.
Enjoy the moment. Let's have a great time. Here we go.
Energy on 3, 1, 2, 3. Energy.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
When you walk back in this locker room, you're going to feel a certain pride about yourself because you know you have gave it your all.
But I want you to kind of lock into this drive that has been you all season long.
I want you to remember what we stand for. So trust your teammates to do the right thing. Do it together. All right?
Be the best you today. Let's go.
Awesome fun. Come on.
Okay, we play for each other. We've had a whole heck of a lot of fun this year.
Play together.
Together on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.
And welcome back to Chappie Field here at Anderson Stadium. Still a few minutes away from the start of the second half, but time to take a look at the first 45 minutes, the highlights from the first half of play here in Providence, where the Friars out to that 2-0 lead. It's a soggy day here in the Ocean State. Friars would get on the board in the first 3 minutes. Elena Gerlakis able to find the upper 90 with her left boot from just outside the 18. Meg Hughes getting credit for the assist. Here's the layoff there, the one touch for Gerlakis. And she finds pay dirt to put Providence up 1-0. Friars would not be done there. Meg Hughes this time, the Friars leading scorer, also with the left foot, drilling it past Grace Gordon to put the Friars up 2-0 in the 37th minute. Hughes with a goal and an assist to lead the way for the home side. So 2-0 the score, a couple minutes away from the start of the second half, which we'll have for you in just a few moments right here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
You have the energy, all right? So make sure your number's called, you're ready to play. Come out there and show people what you can do. Come on, let's go.
See, the day starts a new season. The day starts something that's so powerful that nobody cares about your record.
Play loose and have fun. Right? Get out there, enjoy it, get after them. You have the energy.
Enjoy the moment. Let's have a great time. Here we go.
Energy on 3, 1, 2, 3. Energy.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
when you walk back in this locker room, you're going to feel a certain pride about yourself because you know you have gave it your all.
But I want you to kind of lock into this drive that has been you all season long.
I want you to remember what we stand for. So trust your teammates to do the right thing. Do it together. All right?
Be the best you today. Let's go.
Awesome. Come on.
Okay, we play for each other. We've had a whole heck of a lot of fun this year.
Play together.
Together on three. 1, 2, 3. Together.
You have the energy, all right? So make sure your number's called. You're ready to play. Come out there and show people what you can do. Come on, let's go.
See, the day starts a new season. The day starts something that's so powerful that nobody cares about you like it.
Play loose and have fun. All right, get out there, enjoy it, get after them. You have the energy.
Enjoy them all. Let's have a great time. Here we go.
Energy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Energy.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
And welcome back to Chappie Field here at Anderson Stadium in Providence as we get set for the start of the second half. Quick recap once again. The Friars getting on the board in the third minute. Elena Gerlakis' second goal of the season, coming on Meg Hughes' fourth assist of the year. And then it was Meg Hughes getting a goal of her own in the 37th minute, her third of the season, as she leads the Friars in points now with 3 goals and 4 assists. So all smiles right now for the Friars, but these are 3 valuable points on the line here for them today as they look to keep pace with UConn and Georgetown at the top of the standings in the Big East. Of course, the Friars do have one game in hand right now due to the postponement of their first game with St. John's, as they are still looking for a rescheduled date for that one. Perhaps will come at the end of the season. UConn and St. John's, speaking of those two, they are just kicking off right now in their match this afternoon, so we'll see if we can keep tabs on that one as well, as it does have playoff implications for sure. The Friars pulling for St. John's in that one, or at least for them to draw with UConn. For Seton Hall, they are looking to continue that momentum, which they were able to find on Thursday. And again, their dramatic come-from-behind double overtime victory, which is 17 seconds left. Laura Hooper, the star in that one for the Pirates. Not only the equalizer, but then the golden goal to give them their first Big East win of the season. It has been a challenging season for both teams, and actually all teams across the country, dealing with all the new realities, and especially when it comes to these road games. I'm talking with Coach Crinion, just discussing how thrown out of the normal rhythm that you might have with some of those road contests, and all the different protocols and safety precautions in place make these road games a little bit more challenging and difficult than they have been in seasons past. And Coach Lopes echoing the same sentiments as well when it comes to road contests. And of course, when you're playing in the Big East, every conference game is an absolute battle, as there are no weak links in the conference. So we're underway now in the second half. Friars in the home whites defending goal to the right. Seton Hall in those blue jerseys with the blue numerals. And again, apologies for any misidentifications out there, especially from the far side of the field. Very difficult to read some of these dark blue numbers on those dark blue and striped uniforms for the Pirates. So the Friars working on the left flank continue to have some of the players that left the field at the end of the first half remaining out there to start this second half, as Coach Lopes, the luxury of having a very deep and talented bench, as you see that bid from Ava Brandt sail over the net. But again, a lot of different options on offense and players that can finish. Grace Gordon will line up the goal kick. And so we enter the second minute of play here in the second half. Head won by Gallagher, plays it ahead. Adams on the run. Adams felled in the box, but more of her slipping on top of the ball and then playing from a dangerous position will get the whistle from the official. She was in a battle that time, I believe, with Brinkman So it'll be a restart from within the 18 of the Pirates. And Seton Hall trying to find a way to penetrate through this Providence defense here this afternoon. Comes wide for DiPietro. Space to work with. Kaluski, eyes on her. Hooper now. Picked up by Ron in the battle of eights. And Ron able to touch that one out of play. DiPietro now the toss. Trying to work with Harrington. Cuts it back on the inside, but too heavy a touch. Winds up on the foot of Kaluski. Hooper all over her and dispossesses her and sending her into a somersault as well. Friars, though, will clear it down to the other end and try to regain their shape. Again, the rain continuing to fall quite heavily out here, as it has since about an hour before the game. Has not let up at all. In fact, it's probably gotten worse as the game has gone on. This field is able to handle quite a bit of water, but it certainly creates a slicker surface. Here's Gallagher making her run towards the 18. And dispossessed at the top of the box. Just ran out of real estate and ran into 3 different blue jerseys. DiPietro, a nice cutback. She'll work it upfield. Trailing back is Kaluski. Pass, though, was behind Camilleri. And now the Friars trying to get going, but too far in front of Gallagher that time. So a couple of mishits for both sides here in the early going of the second half. Mike Mancuso, I'm glad you could join us here on this Sunday afternoon from the Ocean State. This afternoon's Big East clash. DiPietro looking ahead, but knocked aside by Braun. Gets it back and now has Danny Brinkman. Brinkman will take her space. Venturing up through the middle of the field. Ron able to knock her off the ball and looked to be more of a 50-50 challenge that time, but Brinkman able to earn the whistle. And Roberts getting ready to put this one towards the 18. And Seton Hall's had many opportunities in these sort of free kicks today. This one right towards the top of the box, headed up. And then off of Kaluski and Braun, ahead for Adams. Friars in transition. Sam Adams, just away from Gallagher. As thought she might have gotten a deflection off of DiPietro, but stays with Seton Hall. And a foul by Murphy. So another restart here from about 40 or so yards out. This time it'll be Hooper. Gallagher, a one-woman wall this time. And they're even going to bring Roberts all the way up as well. Here comes the entry pass from Hooper. Headed down by the Pirates and just a little bit too far of any blue shirts as that one rolls over the end line. Looked like they were trying to find Atlee Fortney, a senior from Charlestown, West Virginia. Friars will go short this time. Christina Rogers out for Feisheisen. And Brandt got into some trouble there. She got pinned on the sideline. Ariano back for Roberts with Adams pressing high. And they're going to call offsides. Not sure how. That one a more curious call there. And the Friars a little bit dumbfounded as well. But that's the call nonetheless. It'll be a restart for the Pirates. Up ahead it comes. Braun the first touch. Adams trying to connect with Gallagher, but a nice read by DiPietro once again. She's gotten off to a good start here in the second frame. Kaluski with the steal. Adams able to connect with Murphy. And she collides with DiPietro. Now wide it comes for Gallagher. Gallagher with plenty of room to work. Gallagher attacking the 18. Left foots it in, and that one is blocked nicely by Brinkman. But it comes out to Ron. Ron trying to find Kaluski. Now all the way back for Braun and across for Ron. DiPietro had enough of that. Was able to find her teammate Cassie Harrigan. On the co-captains, lays it forward. Fortney not fooling Rogers with that move, and it'll be a Seton Hall throw. Quickly in this time. Hooper now lays it towards the area. Off of Rogers. And Sneed lays it towards midfield. Brinkman will settle. Working with Engel, but she turns it over. No blue jerseys in the vicinity. Here comes Brandt. Has Adams wide. Adams now just offsides on the play again. And again, you could see how quickly the Friars can counter. A variety of different ways. That time Brandt and Adams just slightly offsides. Here's Gordon. Won by Kaluski, and Brinkman able to get to the second ball as it pings around now, settled by Kaluski. Kaluski leaves it wide, has Brandt on the run. Roberts giving chase as well. Don't think it has enough legs to get out, so she'll have to play it back for Gordon. Ariano back for Gordon again. And now Braun settling touch. Squares it off for Feisheisen. Feisheisen into the box, but that one is too deep. And Gordon able to make a play on it. Gordon looking to distribute with the throw this time. Able to connect with DiPietro. DiPietro up ahead. Camilleri rolling it back, but Gallagher there with the stick. Ron trying to keep it in, and she does. With Adams, now back for Ron. Able to keep it in again on the touchline. Towards the middle, that one is broken up. Brinkman now will use DiPietro. Camilleri couldn't hold, and now it's Gallagher again. Her pass off the mark as checking back was Hooper. She'll lay it through. This is what Seton Hall wanted to do, get behind the defense, but Sneed a little bit too quick that time. She was able to get in front of Harrigan. Good recovery by the Friars, but those are some of the chances that Seton Hall wants to create. Here's DiPietro after dispossessing Murphy. Hooper felled by Braun, and those two have tangled on multiple occasions here this afternoon. But it does set up a free kick. And a pretty good spot here for the Pirates. We've seen them put a couple of dangerous balls into the area. And there's the challenge again. For sure, no malintent. Here's Hooper's ball into the box. Headed first by Rogers and then calmly into the arms of Emma Bodmer. I believe that's one of the first touches for Bodmer here in the second half. Hasn't had to be called upon too often. Does have 4 saves on the day. You see Rogers the initial head, and then it's Engel putting it towards the net. Izzy Engel still looking for her first goal of the season. Seton Hall sending it through again, but Bodmer able to gobble it up. Welch the target that time. And Seton Hall trying to string together a couple of offensive chances here. Looking to climb back in this one. Against St. John's, they were up 1-0, then fell behind 2-1. Quickly retied it at 2-2 before knocking off the Red Storm in double OT. Here's Feisheisen's touch out for Braun. Brandt sending it forward, but Kaluski couldn't get a touch to it. However, it's run out of bounds by the Pirates as we are about 10 minutes into this second half. Wholesale substitutions for the Friars. They bring back basically their starters. Cummings, McCalligot, Birchwell, Hughes, McNulty, and Gralakis all return. Chloe Ortolano as well. So we are back to the starting 11 now for Providence. And we'll see how much run they get here in the second half. Here's Hughes, a goal and assist already. The Friars' leading scorer. Dispossessed in the middle of the field, and here's Fortney with it. All the way back, Brinkman looks over her options, plays it forward for Engel. Engel runs into the wall of Mara Rodriguez. Hughes ahead for Gerlakis. Gerlakis perhaps looking for her second. DiPietro, though, able to catch up. Good recovery by DiPietro that time. Gerlakis' pass picked off by Harrigan. Brinkman. And now Engel. Good connection of passes here. All the way for Hooper, but then her pass a little bit too far behind Harrigan, and the Friars a chance to regroup on the back line. Sneed lifts it forward, and that one's going to be too deep. It was Ortolano the target that time, but a little too heavy a touch from Avery Sneed. Grace Gordon will knock it towards the middle of the field. Won by Birchwell. Ariano, second ball, and now McCalligot has it spin off of her. Rogers, her pass picked off by Hooper. Numbers forward for Seton Hall, but they are unable to make it work. Meg Hughes, plenty of time and space to work with. She works on Ariano. Lifts it towards the 18, and that one is just over Gerlakis. Not a bad idea, but just a little bit too much on that pass. Another throw for DiPietro. She's been busy in that right back position today. DiPietro, nice cut back again, plays it ahead. Engel. And now DiPietro blasted forward, but it's McCalligot. A run off the ball by Hooper. Now Gerlakis and Birchwell. Working with McNulty. And Hughes had already made the run before McNulty had passed it. Ariano now with some space to work with. Hughes tracking back. Cut back by Welch. And now wide again it comes for Hooper. Hooper skims it off the head of Sneed. And it'll be a corner kick for the Pirates. Corner kick number 4 of the game for Seton Hall, as Hooper trots out to the far side to take this one. And they'll bring basically everyone up except Ariano, and DiPietro kind of holding in the midfield just on the edge of the attacking third. Hand comes up from Hooper towards the penalty spot. First touch from Gerlakis, and Bodmer forced into a save. Hooper trying to keep it alive on the edge of the box. Plays it across, and that one deflects off of Ortolano. As a couple of nervy moments in the back there for the Friars, as Seton Hall threatening after that corner kick from Hooper. A third of the way through this second half. Both goals for the Friars coming in the opening 45. Gerlakis in the 3rd minute, Hughes in the 37th. DiPietro, another nice read. Challenged by Birchwell, survives that one. Here's Ariano. Roberts now. Leaves it out wide. Cummings with the touch and earns the deflection as well for the throw. Meg Hughes. And now Birchwell. Hughes once again. The Friars loading up this left side now. Ortolano and Gerlakis will take on DiPietro. McCalligot and Gerlakis. Now Ortolano as they work the give and go. Cross from McCalligot towards the net, and that forces Grace Gordon to make a play on that one. Now the low driving punt from Gordon. Rodriguez has it bounce off the hand of Welch, but play on, says the official. Engel all the way back now for Brinkman. Squaring it for DiPietro. Gerlakis with the pressure. And the steal. Gerlakis ahead for Hughes. Hughes now from the left side this time. Tried to slide it back for McNulty, but that was broken up. I believe it was Engel getting a touch to it. And the Friars will regroup with the throw-in. Elena Gerlakis in her return after missing the last two. Scores a goal 3 minutes into this one. McNulty holding. Now Gerlakis cuts back on DiPietro. The cross into the mixer. Hughes there on the other end, but just couldn't catch up with it. Hughes still with possession, though. Returns it back. Cheating up is Ortolano to keep it alive. As the Friars just crisscrossing through the 18. Gerlakis trying to outduel DiPietro again. All the way back, McCalliget wins the challenge against Hooper. Ortolano stepping through, and she's run down by Hooper. And that'll give the Friars a free kick in a pretty good spot. About 30 yards out. This should be most likely Christina Rogers territory. We'll take another look at the challenge. And there's Hooper just bulldozing Ortolano. The Friars this time loading up the far side of the 18 to begin these curling runs. Friars will go short to the near side, however. Attacking play now for Birchwell into the 18. Cuts around a defender. Birchwell keeps going, plays it across, and that one's deflected out for a corner kick. But again, the Friars threatening here. As you can see, the rain continuing to just pour down here in Providence. Birchwell did well to get into a more dangerous spot. But a nice defensive play at the last moment by the Pirates. Now the corner from the near side towards the near pipe. McNulty had a touch and got the deflection off the defender. I believe it was Roberts. And now McNulty a little bit higher out wide. Friars go short. And that one is cleared away, but not far enough. Cummings an opportunity. Kind of spun it to the right. Rodriguez the touch, leaves it wide for Sneed. Sneed still up there from the corner, ahead for Hughes. Hughes the chance, across, and a score! Another assist for Meg Hughes, and Gerlakis with her second of the game. And the Friars lead this one 3-0. Gerlakis, her third goal of the season, second of the game. Avery Sneed did well here to find Hughes, and Hughes perfectly lays it across for Gerlakis to smash it home. Comes with 26:01 left in the second half. That one comes in the 64th minute of play. Gerlakis from Hughes. So Hughes, a fantastic day for her. A goal and 2 assists. Gerlakis 2 goals on the afternoon. And she gets it back again. Gerlakis towards the top of the box. Tried to slide it through for Hughes. Oh, tough bounce there for the Pirates, but Friars unable to jump on it. Rodriguez. As going down was Welch. There'll be a restart upcoming for the Pirates. Again, Gerlakis from Hughes in the 64th minute. Sneed also picking up an assist. As the Friars on the back end of that corner kick, able to keep it deep. As Seton Hall had a couple of chances to clear it out, just couldn't get that touch far enough away. And the Friars making them pay in that situation. Friars certainly love playing here at Chappie Field. And they have been unbeatable in 2021. Looking to continue that here with the 3-0 lead as they give way to another corner kick, though, for the Pirates. Hooper, the likely taker from the near side. The Seton Hall desperate to get on the board here as we are under 25 minutes left in half number 2. The ball from Hooper, a dangerous one, but headed away by McNulty. Cut in off of McCalliget. Now the Friars a chance to counter. Birchwell Plays it through for Hughes. She's able to stay on. Meg Hughes off to the races. Plays it across. Wide open McCalligan. And she went for the one-timer, but had a lot of time and space to work with. Probably could have got one settling touch there to knock it home, but again, textbook counter by the Friars. Gerlachis checks out. In comes Kristen Perry. Fantastic return for Elena Gerlachis, the junior from Lowell, Massachusetts. 2 goals on the afternoon. Friars looking for more as they win that in the midfield again off the goal kick. Gordon forced out there to pick it up once more. The rain starting to settle a little bit here. And that's good news for the players as they are absolutely drenched. Here's Birchwell playing it forward. A little bit too far in front of Perry. So Gordon once again will look to distribute. Roll over midfield. One though by McCalligan. Brinkman for Engel. Engel, nice move to get around Perry. Here comes Hooper. Hooper now for Harrington. Sneed right with her. And Sneed able to shield it out of play. Heads up play by the freshman Emma Bodmer. Speaking of freshmen, we'll go with a short restart for Rogers. And Ariano there to knock it away. Just past the midway point of the second half. It's all Friars at this point as they lead this one 3-0. Elena Gerlachis with a pair and Meg Hughes the third. Hughes assisting on both of the Gerlachis goals. Trying to check in now on the UConn game. That one is about 20 or so minutes in, still knotted up at 0 against St. John's. Friars turn it over as Cummings' pass was intercepted. Fortney now leaving it for Hooper. Rogers scrambling to get back. Hooper cuts it, fires towards the net, but not a lot of pace and not a lot of placement on that one, making for an easy save for Emma Bodmer. But you could see how dangerous Hooper can be, cutting through a couple of Friars. There's a nice move there to get around McCalligan, but just was a little off balance when striking the ball for the final shot. Here's Engel, forced back to Brinkman. All the way back now for Gordon is McNulty putting her under. Friars do get the turnover. Meg Hughes now has Birchwell wide. Will use her. Birchwell, first touch, and a score! Textbook finish, clinical in the final third. Amber Birchwell makes it 4-0 Providence. The offense finding its groove here this afternoon, and guess who gets another assist? Meg Hughes. Third assist of the game for her. Birchwell, though, gets her second of the season. And the Friars, in the 70th minute, make it 4-0. Coach Lopes has been waiting for his offense to come alive, and they have certainly done that here today. Meg Hughes working right now on a 5-point day. Here's Engel. Ariano. And another turnover as Kelsey Cummings able to make the read. Cummings lifts it towards the 18. McNulty couldn't quite get around Roberts. Strong defensive play that time from Abby Roberts. Camilleri. Oh, turns it over to McNulty. Now Brinkman able to get it out of trouble. That one slid out of play by Cummings. And now a change for Seton Hall. Returning is Emma Ramsey. And she will replace the senior Izzy Engel. Pirates go back to Roberts. Chased by McNulty, but Roberts continues to take her space. Sneed the initial touch, and now ahead for McCalligot. Off the official was Rodriguez's pass.
Entering the game for the Pirates, number 17.
Out wide for Birchwell. Rodriguez. Now Cummings. Friars able to connect passes here on their build-up. Perry, a little touch for Rodriguez. And now ahead for Birchwell on the run, was able to get behind Ariano. Ahead it comes for McNulty, but just a little bit too far in front of her. And Gordon able to make the grab. Big punt ahead over midfield. Ortolano, safe touch out of play. And taking the throw will be Emily Kaza. A couple more changes for the Pirates. In comes Alyssa Riskowski and Lizzie Kirk, replacing Fortney. Couldn't quite see the other sub as she checked off the field, but either way, Hooper now towards the 18. Riskowski trying to get to it. Can't beat Rogers. Rogers getting the deflection for the throw. Tremendous team effort so far for the Friars here this afternoon. And the offense certainly more clinical in the final third today than it had been as of late. A good confidence boost heading into the final few games of the season. The Friars looking to make it to the Big East tournament, which will be held here at Chappie Field in Anderson Stadium in just a few short weeks. Here's Kaza. Kept in by Harrington for Hooper. Hooper off the face of McCalligot. And Hughes now gets it going ahead. Just so good with the ball at her feet. Able to weave around players. Plays it through, but it's picked off. As Kaza was able to get back. Good cut back there by Emma Ramsey. Wide now for Ariano. Ariano goes centrally for Brinkman. Now it comes wide for Kaza. Her pass picked off by Sneed. And now McCalligot spinning away, but getting to the loose ball was Lizzie Kirk. Kirk now leaves for Hooper. Hooper on the run. Cuts in on McCalligot. Hooper off of Perry. And the left-footed bid did not penetrate. A couple of white jerseys there at the top of the box. Perry sending it for McNulty. McNulty will nicely place it right through the defense. Great ball for McNulty. And Birchwell's cross into the box, knocked out for a corner. Next up for the Pirates, they will take on the University of Connecticut, an 11 a.m. start on April 3rd. Again, and that's a game that could help the Friars if Seton Hall could take some points away from the Huskies. It's the corner upcoming from this far side of the field with just over 15 minutes left. Friars perhaps can put a fifth on the board. Ortolano the chance, knocked off the line. Rogers, the second opportunity, and Gordon almost mistimed her jump, but was able to get to it as the Friars nearly able to pot their fifth goal of the game. Harrington will leave it off and now played ahead by Kaza. Off the face of Sneed was that bid from Welch, and it'll stay with Seton Hall. Kaza tosses it in quickly, working with Ramsey. Harrington now, with Kaza cutting through. They work it back to Ramsey. Kirk couldn't hold on, and now Hughes. Back for McCalligot, and now Sneed. The chip ahead is won by Kirk. And now Harrigan. Abby Roberts wide for Ariano. Rogers there for the Friars. Birchwell now will turn. Rogers on a line for McNulty, who's felled by Roberts. McCalligate got a foot to it. And now Hughes once again. As Ortolano wide. And then is dispossessed by Harrigan. For the Friars coming up next week, they will be on the road at Philadelphia against Villanova, a 1 o'clock start on April 5th. So a little bit more than a week before the Friars take the pitch again against a Wildcat team that they beat 4-0 here at Chappie Field earlier this season. The Friars looking to pick up some more valuable points on the road. Comes out wide now for Kaza. And she'll advance. Plenty of green in front of her. That one off of McCalligate again. Taking a couple of cuff shots. As this one drips down towards the other end of the field, Brinkman will utilize her keeper. Gordon, one touches it over for Roberts. Oh, nearly picked off by Birchwell. In fact, she did get to it. As Roberts' pass was a little bit off the mark. Birchwell with the challenge. The Friars have had some success with their high press here today, causing problems for the back line of the Pirates. That time McNulty coming from an offside position, and they're going to stop the clock as McGallagher is a little bit shaken up. Again, she took a couple of shots to the face and is certainly feeling some of those shots here, but she's been a star for the Friars and helping in the midfield while Alexis Rothman remains out. So Yana Braun back in now for the Friars. Here's a look at the last time she got popped. Boom. And that was the second time she got caught flush in the face. And credit her for not going down. That hurts, especially on a cold, nasty day like this. Not fun to get popped in the face at any time, but especially in this kind of weather. Here's Hughes now making the run. And her cross did not find its target. So the Pirates catch a break there. As Gordon now will get set to put this one back in play. She'll go short for Brinkman this time. She blasted forward looking for Welch. That one skips by both her and Rogers. Now Cummings will utilize her keeper. As Bodmer will leave it off for Sneed. Avery Sneed finds the seam for Ortolano. And now Rodriguez in the center of the field switches the point of attack. Birchwell does well to keep that one in play. Targets the corner for Perry. Perry stood up at the corner of the box. Nicely by Roberts that time. And that one rolls over the line for another Providence throw. It'll be Birchwell coming over to take it. A toss for McNulty. Posting up on Roberts. Sends it across. Ortolano trying to get there. And that one just slipping past her foot. As we are under 12 minutes to go here in the second half. Kaza lifts it forward over Braun. Touch for Harrigan. Sneed, though, reads it well. Now forward for Perry. Couldn't quite get around Kirk. Good footwork that time by Harrigan. But then the pass too sharp an angle. Elsewhere in the conference in the Midwest Division, Butler and Marquette still knotted up at 0. And Xavier and DePaul also tied at 0 at this point. In that UConn game we've been monitoring against St. John's, they remain scoreless as well. Again, a big weekend for the Big East. A lot of games going on concurrently here this afternoon. We're glad you've been able to spend some time with us here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. As the Friars looking to put the finishing touches on this one. They got on the board early, just 3 minutes in. Elena Gerlakis, a sweet left-footed finish into the top corner. Meg Hughes would add a goal in the 37th. And then Gerlakis again in the 64th. And finally Birchwell in the 70th. And Meg Hughes assisting on all 3 of the goals she did not score today. She's working on a 5-point day. Seton Hall hasn't been without its shots. They've managed to fire 15 shots off today with 8 of them on goal, but the quality of those shots just hasn't quite been there. A lot of them from range. And Bodmer, keeper of her caliber, able to make those into relatively routine saves. Harrigan, back for Kaza. She'll send it towards the 18. Skips in front of Rogers, gets ahead to it. Braun trying to clear it out for Ron. And Hooper able to get the touch for Kaza. Hooper. Her pass picked off by Feisheisen. Braun and Feisheisen now work it up. Perry, one touch for Braun. And the Friars able to build it up from the back again. You can see Seton Hall trying to press, but the Friars finding those little seams to get their passes through. The Friars with a bit more depth than the Pirates as well. And more players on the roster and are able to work those subs in nicely. Friars continuing the press with Gallagher there. Here's Ariano poking it forward, but right to Perry. Rogers now back out wide for Gallagher. Gallagher goes one-on-one against Ariano, trying to use her speed. Gets to the edge of the box, plays it across, and that one's going to deflect out of bounds for another Providence corner kick. And just as the rain was starting to slow down a little while ago, it is starting to come down a little bit harder here in the final 8 minutes. Here's another look at the cross from Gallagher and getting that deflection for the corner. Perry and Adams talk things over. Lone player back is Murphy. This one towards the penalty spot, but poked away. Kaluski able to keep it alive for Brandt. Perry sends it into the mixer. That one is going to be denied. And then cleared away by Ariano, but didn't quite get all of it. Comes back over for Kaza. She's looking for Harrigan, and Harrigan a little bit too frisky that time with Murphy. Sets up a restart here for the Friars. Christina Rogers territory. They're going to go quickly short for Murphy, who is left open on the near side. Murphy cuts towards the top of the box and has that one deflected by Kirk. Murphy will retreat back. Looks like Kaluski will take this throw. Little heel touch that time towards the corner. And that one will roll out once more for another Providence throw. Friars not adverse to keeping Seton Hall locked in the corner at the late stages of this one. Top of the box, here's a chance for Perry. Leaves it now for Kaluski. And Kaza able to knock it wide, but it will stay with Providence. Soft toss in there for Perry. Crosses it over. Adams, a touch to it. Trying to leave it wide for Gallagher, but broken up by Ariano. Braun. Now Adams fires the shot, but didn't really get a lot behind it. Gordon in good position to make the play. Punt to the near side. Harrigan trying to track it down. Leaves it back for Kaza, who's forced back by Kaluski. Gordon, awkward touch. And now Adams a chance. Puts it towards the net, but Adams was offsides. So break there for the Pirates after the miss hit from Gordon. Friars effective with their press up top today, forcing Seton Hall into multiple errors across the back line. This one is played deep into the corner. Kaluski is going to get on her horse to try to keep this one in. Brinkman will let it run, and there'll be another goal kick upcoming. Friars in control of this one. Despite anything crazy, will hold on for their 4th Big East win of the season. Which would put them at 4-2-1. Heading into next week's game against Villanova. Here's Esther Ron bouncing off of Hooper. Hooper winds up with it as it's blasted forward. Rogers got caught up with Raskowski. Brandt now with it. And now Gallagher. Acres of field to work with for Gallagher. Sends it into the box, but Roberts there to break it up. Raskowski, the header. Rogers, the touch. Raskowski again trying to hit it over Feisheisen, but Feisheisen the touch. Jana Braun calmly for Kaluski. She tries to turn on Kaza, and she's chopped down right in front of Coach Lopes, and that'll draw a quick whistle. It'll be a restart for the Friars. Just over 3 minutes left in this one. A little bit of a stern talking to that time for Kaza, but no card shown on the challenge on the sideline against Kaluski. Here's Kaluski, has Murphy with her, and there she's chopped down again. This time, the guilty party is Emma Ramsey. It'll be Esther Ron being asked to move it back a couple feet. Quick chuckle from Ron as she gets set to place this one towards the mixer. Here it comes, right at the penalty spot. A nicely delivered ball. Braun plays it ahead. Kaluski leaving it wide for Braun. Sends it back towards the net, and that one sails out of play. For the Pirates, they were just unable to get off to a good start as they would have liked in this one. So tough to play the Friars here at Chappie Field, and especially when you give up a goal 3 minutes in. So the Friars trying to keep Seton Hall locked in for the final moments of this one. Kaza chucks it ahead for Harrigan off of Hooper. Braun, though, quickly back forward for Adams. Adams dances past Juan, looking for Gallagher. Gallagher the run. Gordon off her line and makes the grab. As the Friars not letting off the gas. You never know when goal differential could become part of a tiebreaker situation later on. Again, only 2 spots from each division for the Big East tournament. The Friars, hosting the tournament this year, would love to be in one of those 2 spots from the East. Ron leaves it wide for Kaluski. Kaluski centrally across, it's broken up. Braun now once again for Ron, and across for Grace Murphy.
In the second half, 1 minute.
Now another restart here for the Pirates in the final minute of play. Brinkman glances off of Murphy. Hooper, a touch out of bounds, and Friars will be in no rush to get this one back in play. Murphy looking for a target, however. Looks for Kaluski. Bounces off of 2 Pirates, and then Kaluski got the touch. Roberts has it picked off by Perry. Adams to the corner. And her cross just never quite got there. You can tell the angle she took with it. Wasn't going to get there as the final few seconds roll away. So the Friars will improve to 6-2-1 overall on the season, 4-2-1 in the Big East. Seton Hall drops to 2-7 overall, 1-7 in the Big East. Friars taking care of business at home as they look to try to make that Big East tournament. Smiles all around here in Friartown. Again, it was Elena Gerlachis getting on the board first, the 3rd minute, the left foot. Hughes would strike next for the Friars to make it 2-0 by the half. And then it would be Gerlachis picking up her 2nd. She smashed it home, and Birchwell, the final nail in the coffin of the Pirates today. And that'll pretty much do it for us here in Providence. On behalf of our entire hardworking Big East digital team, I'm Mike Mancuso saying thanks for watching and have a great day.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
When you walk back in this locker room, you're going to feel a certain pride about yourself because you know you have made it your own.
But I want you to kind of lock into this drive that has been you all season long.
I want you to remember what we stand for. So trust your teammates to do the right thing. Do it together. All right.
Be the best you today. Let's go. Fun.
Okay, we play for each other. We've had a whole heck of a lot of fun this year.
Play together.
Get on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.